Okay, bros. We are here for your weekly NXT Fix, featuring the ever so popular Bro Ratings. Now, here's your host. Okay, bros, I'm your host, Jimmy the Gibson, and we're here for another episode of your weekly NXT Fix. NXT is heating up this summer, leading into next week's Great American Bash. So let's see what happens here in the go-home edition of this week's NXT. We started right off the bat with in-ring contest, a triple threat tag team #1 contenders match for the NXT Women's Tag Team Championship. We had Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart versus Io Shirai and Zoey Stark versus Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai. What a fantastic way to open up the show. I actually thought going into tonight's event, it was going to be the main event because it could very well have been. Great action. I mean, you have 6 women's superstars in this match. One is still kind of up and coming in Zoey Stark, but you're putting her with these other 5 fantastic women. I mean, Io Shirai, former women's champion. Ember Moon, former women's champion. Raquel Gonzalez, current women's champion. And Dakota Kai, Shotzi Blackheart, they have championship future in their sights. They're both, in fact, former tag team champions. Anyway, these 6 women put it all on the line. I mean, the amount of counters and reversals and near pinfalls was just unbelievable. The action was fast-paced, intense, hard-hitting, everything you'd want from a 6-woman match here in NXT. Towards the end, it was just finishing move after finishing move after finishing move, and it kept going and going and going. There was Zoey Stark hit her spin move into the knee. Dakota hit go to kick. Ember hit the Eclipse. Raquel did not hit the one-arm powerbomb. Shotzi hit the coffin drop. And then it was Io Shirai that hit the moonsault for the 1, 2, 3, giving her team the victory. Io also hit an earlier moonsault to Dakota Kai, but Raquel Gonzalez dove in there and took the moonsault to avoid the further damage to Dakota. Very nice that she saved her partner there. She wasn't quick enough to save Dakota for the second moonsault attempt. So there you have it. Io Shirai, Zoey Stark are your new #1 contenders for the women's tag team match. Fantastic way to start tonight, and we're going to give that one a 8.1 on the Bro Ratings. Moving on, we had Johnny Gargano attacks Karrion Kross in the backstage area, and Kross says, "You're a dead man, Johnny." More to come with those two. And we get a big announcement. In 2 weeks, that's right, count them, 2 weeks, the NXT Breakout Tournament starts again. We haven't seen this tournament. This is the second time this tournament has ever happened. We have not seen this tournament since 2019. So really, really looking forward to NXT bringing this one back. We saw all the notable names who appeared in the first one. Bronson Reed, Cameron Grimes, Isiah Swervescott, Joaquin Wilde, Dexter Lumis, and current Monday Night Raw superstar Angel Garza. The field was stacked. I mean, that's just 6 of the 8 they had. Boa was also in that one. There's 7. I think the 8th guy is currently maybe retired from wrestling. Who knows? Then we had, right off the bat, Bronson Reed is interviewed about said tournament, and he's interrupted by Hit Row. And Isiah Swervescott challenges Bronson Reed for that North American Championship he's holding tonight. Now I know why the women's tag match opened the show. We now have a main event setting the stage. Should be a great show tonight. Our next in-ring segment was a Karrion Kross and Scarlett in-ring interview. Kross says, Mr. Gargano, it was very cute, so I dare you to walk down to the ring and face me. Johnny comes out, and Kross says, Johnny asks Kross, do you know who the hell I am? I'm Johnny Wrestling. That's where I belong. You want me to get in the ring? That's my world. You may be bigger than me, but I'm smarter than you. And then Austin Theory attacks Kross from behind. They get the better of Kross for the moment there. Then Kross gets the upper hand. Joe comes out with security. Samoa Joe there breaks it up. Gargano, a super kick to Kross as he's being held back by security. Gargano and Theory leave the arena. Okay, they're clearly setting up Gargano versus Kross coming up at the next big Wednesday event or a takeover, which is great. Want to see that to happen. This just didn't need to be an in-ring segment, in my opinion. So with that being said, bros, we're going to give this one a 7.0 on the bro ratings. Moving on, charging 61%. I'm at the point I just want to see the 100% and see who's going to come out. Hopefully they're building up to something pretty good here. Next in-ring contest was a match featuring Diamond Mine. Big debut last week. It was Roderick Strong wrestling this week. He was accompanied by Tyler Rust, Hideki Suzuki, and the manager, Malcolm Bivens. He was going against a gentleman by the name of Asher Hale. Now, I really hope they put Asher Hale in this breakout tournament. I know him as Anthony Henry of Evolve Wrestling. Fantastic, talented young man. Good to see him here wrestling on tonight's show. Roddy did make kind of quick work to him. Asher Hale did get some offense in. Roddy looked absolutely fantastic. Dominant win, as he should. Big debut last week for Diamond Mine, and hopefully big things to come. Malcolm Bivens says, Diamond Mine is open for business. So, pretty solid match, bros. We're going to give this one a 7.7 on the bro ratings. Moving on, we have another contest in-ring. Cameron Grimes versus Ari Sterling. Not sure who this guy is, but I expected last week that he was going to face some bum. I just kind of thought it was going to be someone who we knew their name prior to tonight. Ari Sterling, really don't know much about him. Cameron Grimes made quick work of him. Hits the cave-in, 1, 2, 3. Bonafide squash match right here. Cameron Grimes does need a win, build up some momentum here. He's one of the most over guys in NXT right now, and if you don't believe me, they are not pumping in crowd noise. So watch that over again. Check out that crowd going to the moon. To the moon. We told you here, bros. We said it here months and months ago when Jimmy the Gibson here did a little segment called It's Grimes Time. And we played some music. We had some fun. Talked about some silliness. But Cameron Grimes is the real deal. Probably the most over guy in all of NXT right now. Gets the win. But who comes out? None other than that very evil L.A. Knight. Yeah. And they trade some insults back and forth. Grimes wants a match next week, the Great American Bash, for the $1 Million Championship. LA Knight says, oh, you want this? You want that? Nah, it's not going to happen. And then they start saying, well, yeah, it should happen. Yeah. And LA Knight says, you know what? I could use something, actually. Now that I am the $1 Million megastar, I do need some help. So I'll tell you what, I'll put the title on the line, but if LA Knight beats Cameron Grimes says that he will become LA Knight's personal butler. Wow. Big time match now for Great American Bash, Cameron Grimes and LA Knight. Yeah. So, Cameron Grimes, Ari Sterling, and the follow-up aftermath. With that being said, bros, we're going to give this one a 7.2 2 on the Bro ratings. Moving on. Zoey and Io are ready for next week. Candice and Indy think otherwise. Candice tells Zoey, you better watch out because Io is a sore loser, so you better watch your back because next week we're taking you guys out. Io says, Candice, you're wrong. Next week we become champions. And with that being said, here's your 1-minute figure review. Okay, bros, here's our 1-minute figure review. It will be this week. We're talking about very near and dear to our hearts. That's right. Tyler Breeze and Fandango. Most recently in NXT. Wish the best for these guys who were recently released, unfortunately. Hopefully we see them again soon. Let's check these guys out one at a time. Tyler Breeze, Breezango, the fashion police. He's got his hat, sunglasses, selfie stick. This is from the Elite Series 61. Tyler Breeze, great looking figure here. Fantastic stuff. And Fandango, same thing. Hat, sunglasses. Same series, Elite 61. Breezango, Tyler Breeze, Fandango. Best of luck to you guys. We loved when you came out and entertained us. Thank you. Now back to me. And we're back! NXT continues action this week with a Kyle O'Reilly in-ring interview. He was coming out saying he's sick of Adam Cole. He was ashamed to be in the Undisputed Era. He wants to go on to win the NXT Championship here, and he just has to get past Adam Cole and put him in Kyle's past and move forward. Well, he calls out Adam Cole. That was a mistake because Cole comes out. And he says, Kyle, you're a joke. I'm the megastar here. I've always been the superstar. You've always been living in my shadow the entire career you had because you're Kyle O'Reilly, but I'm Adam Cole, baby. That's right. So we'll see what happens next week, but Adam Cole knows what's going to happen. He's going to beat Kyle O'Reilly and prove to everybody that he's the true superstar of NXT. Well, Adam Cole was shortly followed by Samoa Joe and security, who wants to ensure nothing crazy happens tonight. They're both ready for next week's Great American Bash. And naturally, they get pretty close, words get heated, and Kyle O'Reilly puts Adam Cole into a heel hook. And Samoa Joe, Adam Cole saying, Joe, help me, help me. Joe just kind of casually walks out the ring, calls security in to finally break it up. Adam Cole not happy with Samoa Joe. This is some long-term storytelling here. I could see it. Samoa Joe's ready to return to the ring. He goes through Adam Cole, and then he challenges for a title. We'll get into that later. But, you know, again, similar to the Kross Gargano segment, this one made a little more sense because they have a match coming up next week. We don't know when Kross and Gargano are going to face each other. So this kind of had to be done, a little face-to-face action. Even though we're about to see another face-to-face, I thought it was just too many in-ring segments, too many face-to-faces, if you will. So with that being said, bros, we're going to give this one a 7.0 on the bro ratings. Moving on, charging 71%. Getting close. I think next week we're going to see 81 and 91%. And the following week, we're going to see 100%. Hopefully it's cool. Just got to be positive. Next up, Hit Row in the back telling Swerve, you know what? It's his time. It's Swerve's time. Let's go get this money and then let's get out of here. Right? As soon as I say money, we hear ding-dongs and stuff. So, it's Swerve's time. We'll see what happens. Next, match, we have Jake Atlas, Mercedes Martinez versus Tian-Sha, Boa, and Zee Lee, accompanied by Mei Ying. And Tian-Sha has a crazy entrance, smoke, and, spin kicks, and Zee Lee's got one of Donatello's bows, and she's doing flips and stuff. And it was a pretty good match, actually. Obviously, Jake Atlas and Boa square off when they're in the ring. Mercedes and Zee Lee square off when they're in the ring. Jake Atlas and Boa both looked pretty good. But it was actually Zee Lee. Looked fantastic here. She was giving it to Mercedes. Mercedes was continuing to get back up until Zee Lee hit a legit spin kick to the head. Caught her in the maybe temple region to Mercedes. We hope Mercedes Martinez is okay. Mercedes is one of our favorite NXT competitors here. But this was a badass, legit kick to the head. It may have knocked Mercedes out. To the point where Zee Lee went for a pinfall and Mercedes kind of kicked out, but you could tell she was out of it. The referee called for the bell immediately. Match stoppage. Referee stoppage. Match is over. What a spin kick to the head. Couple replays afterwards. This was badass, Zee Lee. Badass. Now, obviously, you didn't mean to knock out or potentially injure another superstar. We never want to see anything bad like that happen, but could this be the kick that gets Zee Lee over? I really hope so. This storyline's been going on for a while. Still not sold on Mei Ying, but Zee Lee looked fantastic. So, with that being said, bros, we're going to give this one a 7.8 on the bro ratings. Moving on, we have face-to-face. Toothless Timmy, Old Man Ciampa versus MSK. And they're all sitting down in chairs talking about their match for next week. And then it gets a little heated. They're staring each other down. Timothy Thatcher is a big dude. Notice that tonight. And who's better on the mic than Tommaso Ciampa when he's heated up? He put it truthfully when he said nobody elevates a title more than Tommaso Ciampa. So, I'm sorry, boys. Get ready for next week, but we're taking those titles. MSK said, yeah, we may be the underdogs, but who's got the titles? And, we just have one thing to say. They slap Ciampa in the face. Ciampa kind of no-sells it and just gets real close to them and says, you get a pass tonight. Next week, you're not going to be so lucky. And the segment ends. Tommaso Ciampa was fantastic right here. And this in-ring segment was actually beneficial. The match is happening next week. Put some tension on the line here of two face versus face match here. Pretty solid. We're going to give this one a 7.5 on the bro ratings. Moving on. Mackenzie Mitchell asks William Regal about the breakout tournament starting in 2 weeks, and all of a sudden, Shirai shows up and says, Mr. Regal, I'd like to have some competition soon. Can you please give me a match against someone, maybe like Tony Storm? Will we see this next week? Kind of hope so. And then, Karrion, Kross, Scarlett are leaving the building. Johnny Gargano and Theory attack Kross again. Kross then gets the upper hand, puts Johnny to sleep, hits Austin Theory with the forearm to the back into a metal overhead door, gets in their car, backs up, and they're about to run Johnny Gargano over. If you weren't paying attention, Kross was trying to practically murder someone, run over with a car. But Samoa Joe was there just in the nick of time, pulling Johnny Gargano out of the way and says, Johnny, you took a little too far. It's not the way to do things around here. Get it? The way. Little pun intended. And this is why we did not need that in-ring segment earlier. Backstage does just as fine of a job. And then we have your main event of the evening, representing Hit Row, Isiah Swervescott versus the colossal thick boy Bronson Reed. Two competitors from last year's 2 years ago, NXT Breakout Tournament of 2019. Bros, this match was everything you could ask for. Bronson Reed looked fantastic. Swerve looked fantastic. Hit Row tries to get involved. As a matter of fact, Top Dollar charges at Bronson Reed, who ducks out of the way. Top Dollar dives and goes crashing through the barricade. Then Bronson Reed picks up Ashanti the Adonis, throws him over the barricade onto Top Dollar, and as Bronson Reed's getting back in the ring, Swerve does one of his side kicks, and then a top rope springboard 450 splash onto Bronson Reed for the 1, 2, 3! Your winner and new NXT North American Champion, Isiah Swervescott. Bravo, NXT. What an unexpected title change. I was sitting down watching this main event saying, man, it'd be so cool if Swerve wins it right here. I know Bronson Reed just won it somewhat recently, but Swerve's got some momentum going. He's got this thing going with Hit Row. This would be a swerve. And it was. Fantastic ending to NXT this week. If there were just more segments like this and less in-ring stuff, it would have been even better. So with that being said, this main event is going to get an 8.4 on the Bro rating. So that means that was your match of the night. Isiah Swervescott, your new NXT North American Champion. So this week, bros, we had 8 matches or in-ring segments, a little too much, giving us an average of 7.59 on the Bro ratings. Little down from last week. And we know next week's going to pick right back up with the Great American Bash. So speaking of which, probably want to hear some predictions. Well, it's prediction time! Great American Bash coming in hot. Here's what's going to happen next week on the Great American Bash. I think we're going to see a bonus match, and it is going to be Shirai gets her match against Toni Storm, and your winner will be Toni Storm. It's Toni time. She's going to defeat Shirai. I know it's Sarai's first loss, but we don't need to keep revisiting these long undefeated streaks. And for the NXT Tag Team Champions, your winner, and still Tag Team Champions, MSK will defeat Thatcher and Ciampa. And for the $1 Million Championship, your winner, and new $1 Million Champion, Cameron Grimes, will defeat LA Knight. Yeah. And then for the NXT Women's Tag Team Champions, it will be, and still Tag Team Champions, Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell will defeat Io Shirai and Zoey Stark. And in your main event of the evening, Cole versus O'Reilly 2. Your winner will be none other than Adam Cole, baby. He's going to defeat Kyle O'Reilly, and you can take that to the bank. They're not going to go 2-0 Kyle here. Adam Cole is going to win this one so they can revisit part 3 down the road. So there you have it, bros. I'm your host, Jimmy the Gibson. Thank you so much for watching. Please like this video. Share this video. Subscribe to the channel. And comment below. And we will see you next week for the Great American Bash. Yeah! Great American Bash. We'll see you there. Later, bros.